Yeah, so my name's Ben Miller. I'm a musician, but I'd say I'm probably primarily a songwriter. Uh, Playing a band, but I've been playing solo for 10 years or so.
How did you get first involved in the arts?
So I started off acting, actually, at Nunthorpe, and then went to Prior Grove and studied acting there and performing arts. And then when I went to uni, I got into music and kind of creating my own art rather than using someone else's. So really got into songwriting there, and then just started playing loads, especially in Teesside, like Mink Bar, and like the Crown. Yeah. The Crown, Princess Alice Orlean.
So you self-taught?
Yeah, taught myself everything musically, but I did do singing lessons and stuff at uni, so I'm kind of like slightly trained in singing, but musically, yeah, everything I did myself.
Oh, cool. So who are your major influences?
I don't have any, Simon.
Or inspirations?
You.
Half of
No,
me.
like musically, I really like people like City and Colour and Rail and Montaigne, and I listen to a lot of Motown and stuff like that. But in terms of like being creative, I don't really focus too much on other people because I feel like I'll steal things by accident.
Yeah, I get that. I
Yeah,
totally
do you know
get
what
that.
I mean? Like, it's just like, oh, yeah, I've had this really good idea. Is it my idea though?
I'd
Or
love to rip
have
off
I read
Alexis on
somewhere?
Fire, me.
Yeah.
Or City in Colour, but like that's just a nice bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why do you think the creative arts are important?
I think it's so important. I think like I don't really know what I would do to keep myself kind of sane, and like also like I've met so many people, like yourself including, just from being part of the arts, and I think the community side of it is really, really important. And I think meeting like-minded people who you maybe wouldn't normally maybe get along with, maybe you'd never actually like kind of get talking to them, but you've just got that link. And I think my favorite times of being an artist has been when there's been a real community feel, and it does come and go. You'll find there's years where I think I just not perform there. I'll start again. Like it does come and go. You find there'll be like a year where there's a real community spirit, and then it might drop off for a bit as people move away and stuff like that, and then it comes back around again.
You've always got something in common with someone, haven't you? As soon as you like go into
Absolutely.
a venue.
Like even just me and you, like we probably would never have met if it hadn't just been both at a music venue.
Yeah, considering that there is like a like an almost tangible link between us because of like somebody that lives near me being essentially your family as well. Well, like we
Yeah.
wouldn't have met at all until like actually playing music together.
Yeah.
So finally, question wise, and the big one, how has lockdown affected your work and your future plans?
Yeah, well, obviously, like we've said this a few times, but like we were really lucky because we started the band.
Yeah.
So we were lucky in that sense that we had work that we could crack on with, that we would have been doing anyway. Obviously, now this new lockdown has kind of stopped it a little bit because it's like where we would have been meeting up and writing songs and practicing and maybe getting a live set together. You kind of go, not a lot I can do now. But that first lockdown was really good for getting admin out of the way.
Yeah, it was good for you in that sense. I guess like in a band sense though, it's kind of, you feel still quite detached, don't you? Like I've got a couple of other projects where I feel like,
yeah, there's only so much you can do like over Zoom. There's only so much you can do creatively. You can only really talk about it, but yeah, like it was probably good for getting the foundation set up. But yeah, we just need like to be able to actually meet up and be creative together.
Do live stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm missing. Like I'm missing live music. Like I've got tickets to gigs booked next year, and I'm just like, really hope they go ahead.
Yeah, you've done really well with that. I bought a ticket for one in December, and now I'm like, oh God, I wish I hadn't now, because now I'm
Yeah.
already like, oh God, is it going to happen? Is it not? I'm like,
Yeah, I think the first thing I've got booked in is Monroe, and I'm just like, it should be because it's end of May, but
mm.
I'm looking forward to it. But I'm trying not to get too excited.
Not people's budgets, isn't it? Because like I don't know if people in May are booking gigs for a
Yeah,
capacity room or if they're booking gigs for a restricted room. And you can imagine
yeah,
if it's a restricted room, you're going to lose a lot of money.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, voila, interview done.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, I'm gonna press stop.